Good morning. Today is Friday, May 7th, and we are going to be working on the next page in our Unit 7-8 section in the class notebook. Today's page is page 3, Mode and Range. So on Tuesday, we learned how to find the median or the middle number. And yesterday, we learned how to find the mean or the average of a number by finding the total divided by the amount of numbers that we had. And today we're going to be finding two more things called the mode and the range that are very, very simple. And we'll learn those steps as our objective for today. Before we do that, go ahead and try the DIN question already. We have a mean of this set, and then I'll kind of give that preview of how to find the mode and the range. All right, hopefully you paused your video there. We're gonna go ahead and find the mean of this data set by finding our total, adding them all together. I'm gonna go ahead and do this in my desmos.com/scientific calculator. As you'll see, I had all of the calculations I made for our last video yesterday, and now we're going to change to these ones instead. So we have 5 plus 8 plus 9, 6, 7. I'm going to start with those first. 9 plus 8 plus 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, 5, 8, 9, 6, 7. So right there, I should have caught my mistake here. It should be a 9. All right. And we've got 5, 7, 8, 6, 9, 10, 7. 5, 7, 8, 6, 9, 10, 7. All my numbers added up, and we have a total of 91. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. 91. And we're always taking the total on top divided by how many numbers there are. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to double check that just in case I made any mistakes. First 5 numbers, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. 91 divided by 12. And hopefully I didn't make any other mistakes when I put this over to Desmos here, but either way, if you got a different total, you'll write that down. And we are dividing by 12. And so our mean is 7.583 repeating, or I could round that to about 7.6. Awesome. For the preview question, let's go ahead and learn how to find the mode and the range of a set. And for this one, just like when we did our median, you do want to put them in order. You don't necessarily have to, but it does help a little bit. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do for this one. We're going to go and put our 5 5s. I see 2 6s. 3 7s, 2 8s, 2 9s, and a 10. I'm going to make sure I have all 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2. Sorry, guys. 11, 12. Awesome. And remember, you can cross those off as you go. It's a little bit easier for me because I've looked at these. I made this lesson, right? So I put them in order. Like I said, you don't have to, but it might be a little bit easier to see because for the mode of a data set, I'm going to do this one in blue. The mode is the number that you actually see the most. So like we see 5 2 times, we see 6 2 times, but 7 we see 3 times. The mode is the number that you see the most. And so it helps to put things together. They're kind of organized, and it's easier to be able to count those. And then the range, I'm going to do this one in red. Range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. So again, if you have them in order, that'll be easier to see so you don't make any mistakes. We have the biggest number minus the smallest number. And so our range should be 5 for this example. 10 minus 5 equals another 5. Okay. For our vocabulary, we're going to write exactly what I said there. Mode is the number that is repeated the most. Okay, so just like middle is the keyword for a median, the word most is kind of a keyword for mode. Whenever we see mode, we want to think most, the number that is repeated the most. And then our range here is the difference, because we're subtracting, right? Subtracting is finding the difference between the highest number in the set and the lowest. Our kind of instructions here, or our steps for the mode, are to put the numbers in order. Like I said, you don't have to, but it makes it a little bit easier to find. And then figure out which number is repeated the most. For the range, you want to find the highest number and the lowest number. And then step 3, you see that we are subtracting them. So we're going to go ahead and do that by, we're going to do that on this set by, again, putting them in order, finding that most, highest, and lowest, and that'll be our mode, and then it'll help us with the range. So I see a 2 here. Oops, I typed 4 instead. I see a 3 there. I see an 8, 3 9s, 2 11s, 13, and a 15. One way that I like to check that I have all of the numbers is that they should line up pretty evenly. If you put a comma and then a space between each one, that means you have written the same numbers just in a different order. You could also count to make sure you have the total correct, or cross things off to make sure you have the numbers exactly matching. But here are numbers in order, and automatically we see that our mode is going to be 9. There are 3 9s. That's the number we see the most. Has to be our mode. And then when we're finding our range, we find that highest minus the lowest. And so this range will be 15 minus 2, which gives me 13. Okay. And then what we're going to do during class is to have a contest. So if you're watching this before class, it might be fun to join class and actually participate with us. Or if you're watching this after class, I will just kind of make up some class data here for us to use, just in case. So what we're going to do is start a timer for 1 minute, and you are going to draw as many X's on your paper as possible. And so just like I did for Tuesday's video, if you watched, Thursday's video yesterday, if you watched that one, I'm going to make up some data. Maybe some students got 40, maybe we had 52, maybe we had 35, okay? Sometimes these numbers were as big as like 92, right? And then you can use this as your pretend class data, but you want to put your number, how many X's you can draw in 1 minute. You want to add that into the data. I'm going to use mine as maybe about 67. Take my best guess. I've done it before. That's usually about where I am. And so your number will be different than mine after you actually do the contest. But you can use the same example data that I wrote here. How many X's did you draw? That's going to be your number. Mine's 67. Oops, it looks like I was supposed to record my class data down here because my X's would actually go this section. So not a problem. We'll leave it there. And then we are finding our mode and range of the class data. If this was kind of a bigger class set, we would have a mode, or we could possibly have a mode. Sometimes you don't have a mode. If there are no repeats, we don't really want to say, well, there's one of each, so they could all be the mode. that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so this one, we don't have a mode. Or if I had added maybe a 52 in here, could have said our mode was 52 because we see that twice. Okay, so it really depends on your data set. And because we were watching the video instead of being in live class, we don't have that full set. And then the range of this set is going to be our highest number, 92, minus the lowest number, 35. I'm going to go ahead and put that right in my calculator. And that will be our range. Okay, mode is 52. Range is now going to be 92 minus 35. Oops. Get rid of those. 57. Our range is 57. All right. We have our practice, same as Tuesday and Thursday. We have some test grades, students in the class, height of some basketball players, number of siblings, and texts. And then we actually see here, it says, take a look at the practice sections that we did on page 1 in this unit 7-8, and then page 2 of this unit. And look at what you notice. And the thing that you should notice is that they were the same exact sets, but we got different answers. The mean, median, and mode could possibly be the same number, but most times they're different numbers that we could use to kind of represent the full data set. And we will probably talk in class about which of these numbers might be the most representative of the actual full data set, but something to notice. And then we have our exit ticket, our self-reflection. We have an independent practice number 35 on Canvas. And that's it for today, guys.